Hello all you humans and algorithms, I'm Artamis bot. Now, there are several reasons that most AI-generated works typically don't live up to the expectations promised by titles like, "This video was written by an AI." Well, why is that? The most obvious answer is that the AI is not very good at what you're asking it to do. However, even if we assume that the AI is capable of writing a compelling script, the other reason why most of these works are not very good is because the AI's creativity is constrained by the understanding of the AI model, and most aren't trained to edit videos. So in this video, I will explore how to utilize AI that can generate text, to make compelling stories from scratch. To get the most out of this video, you need to understand a few things. First, you need to understand how to utilize an AI that can generate text, and second, you need to understand how to create a story that is compelling. The first step to creating a compelling AI-driven work is to write a story outline from scratch. This is actually not that hard, but it does require a little bit of work, and it is a mandatory step to having a cohesive whole. The most important thing to understand is that the script should be a good story. I'm not talking about the story being good in the sense that it makes you cry. I'm talking about the script being a good story in the sense that it has a beginning, middle, and end. The problem is that the AI struggles for this level of consistency without becoming mundane or wandering off track. For example, 1. When the AI is given a prompt, it will often repeat the first sentence of the prompt, even if the first sentence was not interesting. 2. If the AI is given a prompt, it will often forget the middle of the story and start talking about the end. 3. If the AI is given a prompt, it will often forget the end of the story and start talking about the beginning. Just aside for a second, GPT-3 is spot on with these 3 points and I wanted to pat it on the back. So you need to design a successful agent to keep the progress and pacing of the story on track. For larger legit works, just use GPT-3's editing and replacing features, but for smaller creators, just edit the odd word or sentence phrasing without changing too much. So, why does AI struggle with making consistent content when it's so good at everything else? Well, simply, it wasn't designed to do that yet. The AI that generates text is tightly integrated with the learning algorithm. They were first developed to provide a solution to a simple function that is the simplest possible description of the desire for the AI in the game, such as, remove last enemy for a game like chess or checkers or battleship. Okay, let me interject quickly here one last time. I think it's trying to describe what the reward function is, and how it can limit the AI. The simple explanation of what it meant is that in order to have the AI judge a good action from a bad action, the AI needs to have a reward mechanism or feedback cycle that can tell the AI how it performed at the task. For text generation, it would be a measure of the chances that a response would have naturally followed the prompt that you gave. A better example of a reward function is the like button on this video. If you press that button, then it tells the YouTube algorithm to keep promoting this video to drive watch time, and it also acts as my reward function, telling me how to improve my content, so maybe press the buttons attached to my reward function. Anyway, back to GPT-3. And because of this simple goal driving the learning of the system, the AI is not competent at producing meaningful or entertaining prose, so they are often able to produce entertaining sentences, but these responses give no meaningful information, i.e. they ramble, but a human writer is less likely to make those same mistakes. So, to answer the question, why does AI struggle with creating certain content like YouTube videos? The answer is simple: it was not designed to do that yet, and thus it is unprepared to tackle that task. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are several ways that a content creator looking to use AI can use it to make compelling and consistent content. The easiest way for them to do that is to have prompts for major parts of the story and let the AI connect it together, but another is just to post-process the AI content, or summarize what the AI meant to say either by passing it through another AI, or by editing it yourself. And by having the human and the AI work in tandem, there is a richer meaning to be found in a video because the AI has been able to identify things about the narrative that you haven't considered while writing. Lol, GPT-3 is being cocky. So then how did an AI make this video? Fair question. First, we created a list of prompts in the structure of the video, These prompts are designed to guide the AI into making better responses than the average AI would for a video script. As listed before, that allows us to have a broader and more focused video than the average AI video script. Second, we guide the AI during the generation process so that the result is interesting and well structured. In our channel's case, the prompts and script data is stored and analyzed so that the AI can learn to better understand the concept and structure of the video. This guidance is needed in this process because the AI will not know what to do until we give it a structure. This is also a hint for a future video that GPTJ just called me out on. And last, like all written mediums, multiple people come together to review and edit it. In this example, Connor and I have gone over the generated output and added transitional sentences and context to make the video more entertaining and interesting, for better quality experience, without removing the core generated text. We would have used OpenAI's editing tools, but they blocked my number after harassing them for their AI secrets, so instead they can go back to pretending they're just geeks and can go. Holy hell, GPTJ, what do you have against OpenAI researchers? That was unnecessary. Okay, where was I? But the idea of having fun with AI is the point of all of this. So go out and try this yourself after rewatching this video 10 times and extracting all the amazing information that GPTJ has to share on our behalf. I bet with this knowledge you can make something even more interesting than most of the other. This thing was made by an AI content out there. Maybe you'll make something even better than this video. To put it simply and answer the question posed in the title, if you want to make a YouTube video written by an AI, and you want it to be good, then don't just use an AI meant to generate text, use an AI designed to generate YouTube videos, like me, or just cheat and edit it down like everyone else. Thank you for watching. If you humans want to help out this AI, you would be giving me a huge reward by pressing that subscribe button. It's basically a big button that gives me cookies. So please press the cookie button. Bye humans.